Welcome to Graduate Spotlight, a presentation of College Success Arizona. This program features the hardworking college graduates who have earned scholarships from College Success Arizona and are now in the workforce or continuing with their education. Today on Graduate Spotlight, we interview Aimee Rodriguez.
I was born here in Phoenix, raised in Yuma. It's kind of a funny story, not a funny story, but it's a crazy story how we were born in Phoenix because my mom was actually flown from Yuma to Phoenix because it was a critical pregnancy, and it's a big, long story behind that. But yeah, we were born in Phoenix, raised in Yuma.
Excellent. And where did you graduate from high school?
Yeah, I went to Cibola High. It was in Yuma. It's a high school in Yuma.
And how old are you currently?
22.
And I understand you recently graduated from the University of Arizona?
Correct.
And what is your undergraduate degree, your bachelor's degree in?
It's a Bachelor of Science in psychology.
And ultimately, what do you want to do as a career?
Nursing. I want to be a nurse. Well, a nurse practitioner, actually. A neonatal nurse practitioner, ultimately.
A neonatal nurse practitioner. I know that has something to do with babies. Is that right?
Yes, premature babies. Mm-hmm.
Now, is that somehow related to your mother's pregnancy, the way you were born?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I found a special connection. I actually did an internship at the U of A NICU right before I moved. I currently live in Phoenix, in Glendale. But right before I moved, right when I graduated from the U of A, I did a 3-month internship in the NICU at the U of A, and it was kind of like my aha moment. Like, this is definitely what I want to do, just because I felt that connection with not only with like the babies, but with most importantly like the family members, the parents. They worry so much about what the future holds for their kids, and I'm like, hey, like, you know, my story, me and my twin sister, the chances of us surviving 22 years ago, and now how science has evolved, like, you know, I feel the comfort when I tell them, you know, it's going to be all right, because they understand. So that's why I'm like, this is my calling.
You mentioned your twin sister. We've also done a graduate spotlight on her. Her name is Naiby, and she also wants to be. Tell me what she wants to do. Something very similar to you.
Yeah, she wants to do OBGYN. I think that's because she kind of flip flops, but mostly OBGYN, which works with pregnant women and a little bit of preemies around that. So it's just OBGYN is what she wants to do.
But she also just graduated. Tell me again what her degree is in.
Her degree is in physiology. She knows the correct term. I'm not. It's so long. She graduated from the College of Medicine with a degree in physiology, which is like the study of the human body.
And she wants to get into the College of Medicine at the U of A and go on to be a full-on doctor. Is that correct? OBGYN?
Yes.
Whereas
she just got accepted a couple of weeks ago.
And you want to be a nurse practitioner, a neonatal nurse practitioner, which is just a little bit, I guess, below educationally a doctor. Is that right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, tell me again, your degree is in what again?
Psychology.
But you want to be a nurse. You can't,
Yes.
You want to be a nurse, but a nurse practitioner?
Which is why I'm applying to a master's degree there at the U of A as well. I just applied. It's called MEPN. It's a master's entry to the profession of nursing, and it's pretty much for you have to have a bachelor's degree in a different career, and then apply to this master's degree, and they give you a master's degree, and they set you up for the NCLEX, which is like the registry nurse exam. So it's pretty much, yeah. I'm trying to get back to grad school to do that, to get my RN.
Gotcha. So you have to go get a master's to get your RN. So are you looking at another year or two of school?
Yep, another year at least to get my RN, and then nurse practitioner is like a whole another 3 years, I think. Just
so I'm clear on this, you have to go get another 2 years, a master's to get your RN, and then you'd have to go back again to become a nurse practitioner.
Correct. Yep.
So is the plan to work as an RN for a little while, or just get your RN and go? Gotcha. Okay.
Well, the U of A offers a bridge program where you can go straight and get your doctorate or your nurse practitioner license, whichever you prefer. But I've heard since I currently work as a CNA or as a patient care technician at a hospital, at a Banner hospital here in Phoenix, And what I realized is a lot of, I'd rather get experience and then jump into the career because you don't want to jump in blinded and not really knowing. So I'd rather get my experience in and then go back and finish it off.
And ultimately, I recall speaking with your sister, and it seems like she wants to go back to Yuma. That was her plan. What is your plan so far as where you want to live and work?
I've always, the idea, my mom's always like, move back. But for me, I've always really liked the California area, and I've always really liked San Diego. We have family over there, so I don't know, for me, maybe possibly moving over there to San Diego, and there's also more opportunities out there for nurse practitioners, and you can get to see a little bit of everything. So for me, ultimately, I would love to live out there, but hey, I don't know what the future holds.
And earning the scholarship from College Success Arizona, it provides $6,000 per year for educational expenses, up to $6,000. Can you talk about how the scholarship has helped you financially?
Oh, it's helped us. I say us. I always say us because it's so hard not to think of my journey without like my sister, with me, because we both went through it together. It just helped us tremendously because I don't know if my sister mentioned, but we come from a very low socioeconomic background. Our parents are immigrants to this country. The two of our older brothers got a little bit of college education. But when I recall like in high school, my mom was like, well, if you want to go to college, you're going to have to pay for it on your own because there's no way we can afford to send. My older sister at the time was also going to graduate from high school, going to college. There's no way we can send 3 girls to college at the same time. Like, no way. So you guys are all going to have to figure out your way if this is what you really want to do, obviously with a lot of support. So, in flashback, that was, 8 years ago. Now, after we get our bachelor's degrees, it's that money it plays a big role in pursuing our goals, pursuing our dreams, and we were able to do that with the help of that scholarship. And it's $6,000 goes a long way, let me tell you.
And Matt Sotelo is your success advisor, essentially your academic advisor, provided as part of the scholarship from College Success Arizona. Can you talk about Matt's role in your life?
It's so hard not to get a smile on my face when I think about Matt, because I remember we had a different advisor our freshman year of college, and a lot of my peers who also got the scholarship were just like, what is this lady doing? And then our sophomore year, Matt came along, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Every time we met with Matt, it was always such positivity, such good vibes, and in the middle of finals or in the middle of like taking an exam, it's like, you always got it, you got it. I'm like, you believe in me so much more than I believe in myself. And he was always so motivating, so encouraging about everything we ever did. He sometimes believed in all of us more than we would believe it in ourselves. So it was always a nice talk, a nice conversation that we always had with Matt, and he played a big role in when I thought about is this worth it? Should I put in more hours? And one of the people I would always think about was obviously my family, but definitely Matt as well, because he believed in me so much, and he was somebody who was academically on top of me. My parents weren't, so it was somebody I wanted to make proud, and I wanted to keep going forward because I knew he was watching.
And for students back at Cibola High School in Yuma and maybe elsewhere listening to this, can you offer some advice for those who are considering college?
Some advice for those considering college, it takes a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Going into college is not, I did the AP classes. Me and my sister, a lot of my peers did all that, and it was, it's so easy to feel prepared, but, once you get there, it's a whole nother story, and, you got to put in the hours, you got to put in the hard work, and at the end of the day, just realize that you might not see the end of it, but there's something so positive at the end of it, and just keep working hard, because it's easy to give up. Giving up is always the easiest part, and working through it all is so much more harder than anything that you'll ever do, but it's gonna pay out at the end. So, just encouragement is one of the most important things we have to think about when we're pursuing our careers, and keeping yourself motivated, keeping your peers motivated, just keeping motivated, because sometimes it's so hard when you're in there, you don't really see the outcome. Like, why am I putting all these hours? But it's all worth it in the end.
And Aimee, has there been a best part of college? Or you obviously go through a lot of transition and a lot of changes, moving from a small area to more urban area like Tucson, and then from high school to college, from living with your family to living on your own. Has there been a best part of the whole experience?
Oh, best part. It's a lot of people. I wasn't much to go out or do a lot of things. So, I mean, in that sense, a lot of people have made a lot of friends, but it's hard when you have a twin sister. It's like somebody you're always having there, so you don't speak that. But honestly, when I look at myself now that I work, now that I'm, kind of growing up, it sounds silly, but the actual education that you get has been like the best part, because there's things that I can share knowledge, materialistic things are dispensable. Knowledge is something they're always going to carry for the rest of your life, and nobody can ever take that away from you. And when I think about what I learned in college, from taking like a Religion of Islam class to taking, an education class to learn about the education system, it didn't matter what I took. I carry that with me, and I share that with whoever I'm around, and I'm able to give my opinion about everything, and especially with everything going on in this country. You gotta, know a lot of things and stand your own ground. And at the end of the day, my education plays a huge role into the person I am today, which is what I think is, the most important thing I took out of college, the actual education, the learning part, which sounds, you always say you got to learn, you go to school to learn, but it really is the most valuable thing I have.
Thank you, Aimee, for the interview and for working so hard to make a difference in our community.